This is Jared Parry for Boxing Social in association with William Hill and Empire Fight Store. Delighted to be joined by Adam Morallee. We're here, Zhang Joyce 2, the rematch. It's on.
It's on September 23rd.
To say over arena, so it's not the same arena as last time, but he's now on the B side of the poster, but a lot of people are saying he's the A side still, but this is a big fight really, and it's the only fight Joe could really take.
Yeah, for me, I mean, it's the biggest fight, the biggest heavyweight fight we've got coming up. Usyk Dubois is obviously for a world title, but it's not being spoke about so much. I think this fight is guaranteed fireworks. Zhang's profile is much higher than it was, and I think people really want to see this fight, and most of the big heavyweights aren't fighting each other.
I was going to say, that's a big talk, is that the heavyweights, the fights aren't getting made. You know, we've seen, I think it's the story of the last 6 to 12 months, you know, Fury, Usyk maybe, then we've now got the saga with Joshua and White. We don't know if it's going to happen. Joyce and Zhang, was there ever any problems in negotiations in even the first or the rematch?
No, definitely not in the first fight. I mean, there was talk before we activated the rematch clause that maybe Fury wanted to fight Zhang, maybe Fury would fight Zhang and Joe would step aside and then we'd fight Fury. And that talk was around, it never moved on to like a contractual stage. But then after a while I spoke to Joe, I just said, Joe, let's just do it, let's just activate it. We activated it, sorted it and got it done.
Let's say Joe, I'm assuming back in the gym, is he firing on all cylinders? Like obviously it was a big injury he had with the eye, but obviously he's looking well today.
Yeah, look, after when he went to hospital, we were in hospital in Kings, and they thought it was broken. I think the ref thought it was broken as well, and then they said it wasn't broken. And then I saw Joe probably 4 or 5 days later, and the swelling had gone down very significantly. Pretty much in a week he was fine, so it was just a swelling. That's not really affected his ability to train. But he's back in the gym now in the UK, and he's flying out to Vegas next week, and camp really starts.
I was going to say, so September the 23rd, it's exactly 364 days on from, let's be honest, his career best win probably over Joseph Parker.
Yeah.
Do you think September, they also mentioned it was his birthday just literally in the lead up to the fight. Yeah. Do you think that may even have something like affect mentally, like positively on him?
Yeah, you know, you never know with these kind of things whether there might be positive effect. It is the weekend that he beat Parker last year. It is at Wembley Arena, which Joe loves as a venue. He's won there many times before, beat Carlos Takam there, beat Christian Hammer there. Not back at the scene of the crime of the first fight. So yeah, maybe those little things will help, but really, you know, the focus is on camp, preparation, S&C, tactics, bang on it.
Obviously, with the SJAM stable yourself, are we going to see any of your fighters on the undercard? I know Tommy Fletcher's with Frank Warren. Could we see him come out on the undercard?
Yeah, possibly. Possibly might have a new signing as well to go on that undercard. That's a possibility.
You're not going to tell us any more on that?
No, not right now. Not right.
But, talk about your stable, though. Obviously, we've just seen Johnny Fisher just won. Lerone Richards returned last month, looked really impressive. Junaid Bostan back out this weekend. You know, it's looking good times for SJAM.
Yeah, it is. You know, Junaid's a huge talent, and I think he's the standout on that undercard of Dalton Smith this weekend. We've got Guido Vianello in a great fight against Simon Keane, 19th of August, on the undercard of Beterbiev Smith. We've got Florian Marcoux back out in August in a date to be confirmed, which I'm so excited about. Lerone back out in a big fight. And then we've got guys like John Hedges returning. Sol Dakers will hopefully be out in August. I personally think Sol Dakers is the best of that group of heavyweights below the established guys in the UK. So yeah, lots to look forward to.
Yeah, last time I spoke to you was on the week of the Fraser Clark and Fabio Wardley fallout with the Pierce bids. You said you were looking to put Solomon Dakers into that mix straight away with Fabio Wardley. Any movement on that one?
Yeah, my understanding is the board have decided or are in the process of deciding who's going to fight for the British title. We don't know who it is. My guess is Sol isn't in that, unfortunately. I think it will be Wardley, obviously. I think you might see someone like a David Adelaide ordered to fight him. But then, yeah, our Sol's got to be next. You know, he wants to fight for British titles now. He's at that level. He's got the skills. I think he's one of the most skilled heavyweights out there. And you'll see the best out of him in 50-50s. Like his Robert Ismay fight, okay, it wasn't a 50-50, but Ismay came to him. And Sol loves that.
So say that was a great performance from him. Like, there's a lot of rumblings as well about the Birmingham card coming up from Matchroom. I don't know how much truth there is in it, but obviously Sol, a bit local. Is it going to be his first chance to fight at home?
Yeah, love Sol to fight on that Matchroom Birmingham card. If it happens, not been announced yet, obviously been talk of it, but yeah, absolutely would love Sol on that fight.
So, yeah, just talking then on the heavyweight division as a whole, obviously, we said at the start we've got this one underway, this fight's over the line, but if you look at the upper echelon, as I say, with the Fury, the world title picture, does it even frustrate you having a heavyweight that could break into that, seeing them fights still not being made?
Yeah, look, if Joe had beaten Zhang, I would have been onto the warrant about him fighting Fury. And then Joe would really be in that who wants him camp. And if we couldn't get that Fury fight, it'd be very frustrating, very, very frustrating. I think, look, everything happens for a reason. I'm not happy Joe lost, but we now have a huge fight in September against Zhang. So as a manager, you know, your job is to get your fighter out, and so we're satisfying that. He's getting out. But yeah, look, I think by the time Joe gets to the top and Joe beats Zhang, at that moment, yeah, we will want to make those other fights, and that's why he's got to get the interim title back, because then he gets the world title shot. Once you have a world title, you're in control. You can call the shots, you can fight people, and people want to fight you. So when Joe becomes WBO world champion, we'll reach out to AJ. We want to fight him. We'll reach out to everybody. I mean, and then hopefully unify with Tyson Fury.
I was going to say, because I think that was what a lot of people drew parallels to, was Tyson Fury under Frank Warren's banner. So was Joe. Joe comes through Zhang. 2 and 2 together, you could maybe even get a big Wembley fight there. But obviously, Joe unfortunately lost. Like, obviously now he's regrouping and all this lot. But Fury, in that whole time, hasn't got a fight yet. Have you got any comment on that yourself?
Look, I think it's difficult. At the very, very top level, these negotiations are difficult. You're dealing with tens of millions of pounds. People are well advised, and they're sometimes trying to preserve themselves for big fights, but also looking for other people to match up with them in the right way. Tyson Fury is an enormous draw in this country. He's enormous. People will slate him, but he is the most well-known boxer in this country right now, so he deserves what he gets. But trying to align that with fights against perhaps not such big names is the big challenge. So it's sad that Tyson hasn't got a fight, but I think he will be out soon.
Well, Adam, thank you very much for your time. Obviously, wish you all the best. Obviously, the countdown's on now, September 23rd over Arena. Joyce Zhang too.
Perfect, cheers.